Hi everyone. Been a little while since I made a video. I am, as you can tell from the change of scenery most likely, I'm visiting a friend, and by a friend I mean my mother. She's recovering from knee replacement surgery, so she needed a hand around the house. I also have to keep my voice down because it is late. Yeah, well, for a retirement community, it's late. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm feeling a little shabby and thinking it's fabulous. I want to do what is effectively the VR version of a Necro post. I want to bring back a topic that has been long since lied fallow. Mostly because I didn't comment on it in its heyday, because I didn't have a YouTube channel then, and I came across the videos later, and I recently watched some of them again. Lady Gravedancer, here we go, did a video called Witches Who Don't Witch. And this was a fascinating topic to me, and I watched her video and I watched some of the responses, and it was nice. I liked the conversation, but I think a lot of the responses only kind of addressed what she was trying to get at, and I don't think anyone really covered it in the way that it sounded. I don't think anybody answered the question I heard her saying, and I wanted to remedy that. I heard a lot of people say very insightful things about witches maybe not reaching out to them. You can go watch her original video. I will try and remember to put a link in the description. But Lady Gravedancer, Witches Who Don't Witch, if you want to search for it. It's a thought. And from what I heard of watching her video, and I watched it again tonight to make sure I got it correctly, the entire premise was why do some witches, not debating that they are witches, not debating that they have craft and that they can use it, why do some witches who have craft and can use it not use it when the chips are down, when there are problems, when there are issues, when there are things that need to be fixed, when there is shit in your life that needs to happen now? That is just a problem. It is a problem and it needs to be fixed now. And she was, and I too have felt this. She was expressing exasperation at people who have the potential to change things, people who have the potential to light a candle and make it happen, to fix that shit, and don't, and sit there and complain, and really, it triggers me a little bit. Granted, I say that having fully admitting I have been one of those people in the past who complained and did nothing. So I understand that feeling. It took me years to realize where it came from. And as someone who actively, vehemently now works on my problems with my craft, every time a problem comes up, I go, okay, does this need a magical solution? And if it does, what should I do? So there's the thought. I think this is more than just a not feeling it or don't really think about it or kind of trend. I think there's more to it than that. I think there's a deeper issue here that I haven't really heard anybody really voice. When the chips are down and you're feeling like there's a mountain in front of you and it ain't no molehill, you checked. And you're just not feeling okay about having this in your life, and you're not feeling okay with this being this thing in front of you. This is not something you can suffer to live. This needs to get fixed. And you're not feeling any way to fix it. And it's a problem, and you feel the pressure. You feel the stress. You feel the strain on your life. If it doesn't occur to light a candle, deal with this, fix it on a magical level so that it fixes on a physical level and make it happen. If it doesn't occur to you, why? And there are a lot of reasons why. There could be I want to deal with this mundanely. This isn't Maybe this is a subject that I don't want to deal with magically. That's legit. Maybe I really would rather just let this ride its course. That's legit. Maybe I I'm not really in a good emotional place. And pardon. Sorry, I getting over the influenza. And I had a couple weeks ago, and the one thing that hasn't left is the cough. Um, Another thing that is legit, completely legit, is maybe I'm not feeling right. Maybe I'm emotionally not okay to do magic. I don't have the focus. I don't have the drive. I, I wouldn't trust myself in that headspace that I'm at right now. I need to straighten myself out, and then maybe I'll do it. Okay. But if a situation's the last one is mostly legit, but if a situation is continually putting you in that headspace, and you can't fix it without doing something drastic, then what the hell are you doing defending it by going, oh, I'm not okay? We know you're not okay. That's why you need to do the damn spell. Um, but the real question that I think comes up that we don't want to say, that we don't admit, that we can't seem to come close to, is, oh, well, I really don't want to do a ritual to solve this. Why? Then the insecurity comes up that every witch dreads, and that I think every witch needs to admit to having had once, at least once. Do I trust my magic? Do I trust my craft? In this moment of pressure, when the chips are down and I need it to work and it really fucking counts, do I trust my magic? Do I trust myself to make it happen? Or am I afraid? Am I afraid to try something and have it not work and then really have the giant question of, do I really believe in magic? Because this didn't work and I needed it to, and it crushed me that it didn't. That is a hard thing to challenge. That is a hard place to be. But I say this to every witch out there. That day will come. And the more you put it off, the harder it's going to be to face it next time, because you foment those doubts. If that's the question you're really trying not to ask yourself, do I trust my craft? Do I trust my magic? Do I trust my knowledge? It only gets harder the more you run from that question. Insecurity is not something you can wand wave away. You can't bippity boppity boo that shit out the window. That's there, and it's behind and waiting behind every magical act we undertake. Saying, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, it works for newbies. And it's a good foundation to start, to get yourself to believe that your spell will work, to believe that your magic is fertile, is potent, it will give you results. And it's a good place to begin. If you've been practicing a year, 2 years, 5 years, and I don't mean, oh, I meditate once in a while, oh, I have a spice rack. Oh, no, practicing. Like, you do spells, you do meditations, you do like 2-3 times a month, once a week, couple times a week, whatever, regular pattern. Then that, and you have that insecurity and it's rearing its ugly head, then maybe that's something you need to face. Maybe, no, not even maybe, definitely, you need to look yourself in the eye and go, this is the trial by fire. This is the test. This is where the rubber hits the road as far as my witchy craft is concerned. I say this having been the person who doubts it utterly and didn't want to do anything for physical results because I wasn't sure, because I was afraid. I was afraid that if my spell failed and I couldn't find any other explanation for it, that I would start to wonder whether or not magic was real. And I was going to start to wonder, maybe I'm just crazy. That is a terrible feeling, and it's an awful place to be, and I get it. It's not easy. also say that as someone who now goes consistently to my craft and consistently goes, oh, the first candle didn't work, here's 5 more. I'm making this shit happen. No excuses, light a candle, make it happen. You a witch now, honey. Witch that shit up. It's hard. It is always hard. This is probably the first real trial that every witch faces. Well, sometimes it's the second. The first one can be coming out of the broom closet or accepting or being accepted as a witch by friends, by family. For some people that's years later. This is a hard video to make. I'm sorry. I'm remembering what that felt like, and it hurts. It does. It hurts so much to fear that you're wrong, that so much you've sunk into, that so much you love in this craft, that maybe you made it all up. Maybe that doubt haunts you early in your practice. Not everyone deals with it, believe it or not. Not everyone. There are a rare few for whom magic has always been real, and it's just been an unfortunate fact that they had to deal with whether they like it or not. Those are the overly talented, and they are both lucky and unlucky. That's all I'm going to say on that. But I will say this. When you are uncertain, when you are doubting, when you really fear that it might not work, that's the best time to do it. That is the most important time to do it, to commit to your magic. To grab up your broomstick, and while I don't mean this literally, unless you found out a way to actually literally do this, in which case, call me, I'd love to learn. That is when you do get your broomstick, get up on your roof, and bitch fly. Like I said, not literally, unless you already know how to do it, bitch. If you do, call me. I'm jelly. Grab your besom, grab your potions, grab your herbs, grab your candles. Do what you have to. Sit there, research, formulate, and don't allow yourself to get so caught up in the research. Pick a date, pick a day, and really cover your bases if you're really uncertain. Like, lay your shit out. This is the time to pull out all the stops and put out all your witchy effort and make it happen. This is the time to look up the correspondence of the day and the hour and the phase of the moon and the planets and, when, like, all that you heard about, you're like, oh, it can boost the spell. Well, bitch, you need boosting now. This shit needs to count. If you are that insecure, that can be a help. Just go to the stuff that you feel you connect with. The things you've researched that you haven't used yet. Pick a thing or two and really write it out. Write out what you want to do. Plan. And set a date and a time, the perfect date and time, and get that shit in order. If it's time sensitive, have it be within the next 5 days. And if the moon is waning and you need to bring something in, put something on your altar to set aside that worry. Put something on your altar. And put moon water. Anoint if you have moon water that you anointed under the waxing moon or the full moon, anoint your altar with moon water and say, hey, even while it wanes, let the moon wax for me. Make it happen. If Mercury is in retrograde and you're afraid to start new projects, if you have time, and this is something I've done during Mercury retrograde to straighten that shit out, put Tiger's Eye on your altar. The focusing stone, the path-making stone, it clears away through the dross. It's great. It's one of the few things I actually use stones for. I don't use stones much in my practice, but during Mercury retrograde, I'll pull out the Tiger's Eye. And if I'm really feeling funky, I pull out 4 Tiger's Eye and 4 quartz, and I make an 8-point circle, and I just deal with it. And I connect them in my mind before the ritual starts. It helps. Believe it or not, it helps a lot. I love Tiger's Eye during Mercury retrograde. It's a lifesaver. But yeah, write out what you're going to do. Write out the words. Never have any shame from reading from a piece of paper in ritual. I've done it. In my early days, I did it. Now, I've gotten to the point now where I start making shit up in ritual. I will just start rhyming spontaneously because I've practiced at it and I've gotten good at it. It's a skill I kind of had to begin with. I used to write poetry in high school just for funsies, and I would rhyme. It's something I'm good at, and I've gotten better at it as time goes on. But But set a date, and don't move that date back if you don't feel like you're ready. You're never going to feel like you're ready. Get yourself into that space and go, I am a witch. I will make this shit happen. I am a witch, damn it. I will make the sky fall and the earth rise up if I have to. You don't actually have to make the sky fall or earth rise up. Please don't make the sky fall. I don't want to deal with nothing on my roof. But it's important to psych yourself up. Get yourself in the headspace. Take a magical bath if you feel you should. Or sit, or array yourself with incense. Cleanse yourself if you feel you need to. Get yourself into that focused mindset. Take every bit of hesitation you have and see the inside of your skull like the wall of your mind, and pick up every insecurity and nail it to the fucking wall and get that shit in order. Because there's no way you are going to get this to... There's no way you're going to get past this insecurity if you don't actively do it. When you are in your darkest hour is the best time. When that fear is coming up and is in your face is the best time to face it. You need to. Because it's not going away until you do. And it might not go away the first time. And let me be clear. You may not get results from that first ritual because you were terrified and you had doubts. No reason not to try again. Even now, if the first candle doesn't work, I've done 3 for most things. If the first one don't work, I've done 1, and then from the remnants of that one, I anoint another candle, and from the remnants of that one, I anoint another candle, and after 3, if nothing happened, I start divining and going, okay, what's going on here? Is there a block? Is there another working I need to do to make this happen? Figure it out. This is one of the reasons I say every witch should have a divinatory method. Every witch should have a way to divine, too, if you really want to be serious about it, because then you can read 1, give an hour or 2, get it out of your mind, read the other, and plan out your stuff going ahead that way. I do tarot cards, I do playing cards, I do scrying, divination is one of my fascinations, I love it. But it's useful for every witch. I believe in synchronicity. I have gone for a walk and gone, spirits grant me a sign, some symbol, something to tell me what's going on here. And I get it. It didn't always happen every time. And I don't actively I gotta analyze everything I'm coming across. No, I walk and I look. One other thing you can do if you're really not secure is the best crutch in the world for every young witch. If you have a deity you love, or a spirit you work with, or your guides, your guardians, set out offering, say prayers, say petitions if it's a spirit or your guardians. You talk to them and say, I need help. I need this to work now. Get somebody involved that you feel you can rely on. Granted, then comes the added insecurity of, do I really believe in this deity? Do I really believe this exists? Or is it just some thought form archetype thing I call upon? And then that brings it back to, do I trust me? That kind of is a reflection of, do I trust my senses? So see, that doesn't go away. That doesn't go away on its own. You have to deal with it. And I'm sorry, but if you can't deal with that, if you can't face the possibility, if you can't bring yourself to go, maybe I really need to do this and deal with the fact that the spell might not work and still believe. If that crushes your belief, and if you can't believe in magic anymore and you can't handle it, then why do you practice witchcraft? It's one thing to practice meditation and pagan ritual and all of that, and that's fine. That's good. That's a faith, and it's great. And faith can get you through a lot of things, even if only by giving you hope. But witchcraft is a pragmatic thing. At the end of the day, witchcraft fixes shit. It fixes things. It puts them back where they're supposed to be, or where you need them to be. It ain't all about white light and fluff. Though white light and fluff ain't nothing bad. Make it happen. Because those moments, either a broom is broken, and you'll need to learn to mend it and try again, or which learns to fly. That's my thought. Let me know what you think. I'm interested. I also was feeling a little woo because Imbolg passed recently. It's at Lupercalia. Sorry, my brain stopped. Lupercalia and my personal favorite, the Greek version, Lycaia, just passed. So I'm feeling frisky. Um, so yeah, that's a thought. Let me know what you think. Blessed be.